let's all bring it in. All right. Guys, we are in fundamentals month, so today we're going to be going over a different kind of lesson. We're going to be looking at very basic attacks and the defenses that you need from the closed guard. Okay, we're going to look at the three most popular submissions, which is going to be the armbar, the triangle, and the kimura. And we're going to look at the armbar first. Okay, so I have too much screen time, so we have Canal and Big Will up, all right, making their debut. All right, make sure that those side correctly. Okay. So Canal is going to be in closed guard, and I want to practice just a very simple day one grip break that can give you the isolation of the arm. Because a lot of times the way that armbar is taught is Big Will is relaxed. He has his hands on Canal's chest, relaxed. Just listen to me. Don't make any grips. Don't make any grips. Just put them like this. Yep. And now Canal starts to go for the arm, and he goes for the armbar. Blah blah blah. Yeah. But this never happens, right? In the gi, people always make a grip. So Big Will is going to have a grip, exactly. And this grip is eventually going to lead to the sleeve, and eventually he's going to stand up, right? But Canal needs to break this grip. So one very basic way to break it is he's going to make a cross grip. He's going to do a miniature kimura, and he's going to bring his hands up over his head. He's going to use his knees to bring Big Will in, and now he's broken that grip. Once he's here, this arm is isolated, he can switch to an X formation. So this hand is going to go on the tricep, this hand is going to go behind the shoulder, and now he's strapped the arm that he wants. Now, there's many ways that you can do the armbar. He can swing his legs and go for it already, or a very nice way to control is he can look to trap Big Will's shoulder. So go ahead, Canal. Exactly. When he traps the shoulder, he wants to keep the leg that's over the shoulder on the bottom as opposed to on the top. Now that he's here, a very common issue is people go for the armbar from this angle. Canal, slow motion, put this foot over his face. Yeah, what happens is, this big gap right over here. All right, Zach, can you put this on camera? Because there's that big gap, Big will just rip your arm out. Exactly, that's what's always gonna happen. So, for the person not to just rip the arm out, what you wanna do is, trap the shoulder, is you wanna lose their shoulder with your knee. So use your knee to lose your shoulder. Beautiful. And then when he does that, now, when he puts his leg over his face, that gap is invisible. When we're here, what Canal wants to do is he wants to angle his leg like this over Big Will's head. Now he wants to get a 2-on-1 on the wrist. And then now he's gonna elevate his hips slightly, and then he's gonna get a finish, okay? So again, one more time. Without me this time, Canal. Beautiful, all right? So let's get a couple of reps in, finish the submission, all right? And after you finish the submission, now let's do the escape, okay? More importantly, I wanna talk to you about the escape. All right, so let's start doing it again, Canal. So Big Will is going to be here. Everything is exactly the same. And now, as soon as Big Will is in X formation, wait for me, brother. Wait for me. It's no secret to what's about to happen. All right. Big Will knows that his arm is under attack. That he's about to get armbar. Right. Everybody knows this. Big Will knows this. I hope he definitely knows this. All right. So the moment to start to defend is not now. Okay. Because if Big Will starts to defend himself now, and he starts to do something like this, Canal is going to switch to an armbar on the other side. He's going to do an American on this. He's going to do a number of moves that we're not going to cover today. So what Big Will needs to wait for is as soon as Canal loses his shoulder, and now he's about to throw the leg over his face. As the leg goes over the face, Big Will has to grab his own bicep. Go ahead, put the leg over his face, and grab behind his knee. He wants to peel as much of this leg off as he can to give himself room for the stack. Now, he's going to bring his head forward. When he brings his head forward, look what happens to Canal's hips. Canal's hips come up. When they come up, he's going to build a little chair underneath his hips to keep his hips here. He does not want to have this leg far away, because now Canal's hips are free and Canal can extend his hips. All right, so come back a step. Exactly. So now, Canal, try to extend your hips. See, the hips are jammed up. When the hips are jammed up, now Big Will is going to slip millimeter by millimeter. Soon as the elbow comes out, he's going to keep this hand. This hand is going to go across Canal's neck. He's going to make a grip. Canal, try to move around a little bit. He's very stuck, and all Big Will has to do is pivot over to his side, and now he wins the side control position. All right? One more time. So Canal has closed guard. Canal breaks the grip. He isolates the arm. Go ahead. Nice. He traps the shoulder. Beautiful. As he loses the shoulder, now Big Will starts to defend himself. Go. Throw the leg over. Exactly. You have to time it, all right? So that their arm never gets isolated. Guys, make sure that they elevate the hips and you build a little chair underneath the hips. Okay, that way it's going to be very difficult for Canal to extend his hips and get it finished. Once we're here, Big Will wants to keep that constant pressure and little by little, millimeter by millimeter, slip his elbow out. As soon as his hand comes out, now he's going to reach across Canal's body. Canal's going to try to move around a little bit. He feels stuck. That's perfect for us. Big Will pivots. And now he gets into the side control. Life is good. He's ready to finish the fight and pay back his friend that just tried to take his arm off his body. Any questions, guys? Everybody's good to go? Let's give it a try. Part two. This time we rehearsed. We rehearsed. All right, bringing it. All right. Big Will. All right. So this time, I just want to talk about something just in general. So we're at a tournament. Big Mo here, because the other Big Mo's not here. So today you're Big Mo. You're competing. Get caught in a triangle. All right. Posture up. And Big Mo's thinking, man, if I could posture up, I would, but I can't. Right. So every coach always screams, posture up. But they're always screaming it too late. If you're already caught in the triangle where your posture is broken, right? At this moment, yeah, it's very difficult to posture up. Everything is broken. Canal has two hands that he can use on his head. He's bringing his knees into his chest. It's so difficult to posture up. At this moment, we use different escapes. At this moment, we can turn one way. We can wrap the leg with the other way. We can sit down and throw our legs over the person. There's a lot of different escapes that you can use once it's at this stage. But as always, prevention is always better than the cure. All right, so it's always best not to get your posture broken. So Big Will is here. This time we'll assume that Canal won 2 wrist grips. All right. As soon as he won 2 wrist grips, and he can even do no-gi style or gi style, doesn't matter. He's gonna push and pull. And he's gonna throw a triangle up, loose triangle. Beautiful. The posturing happens now, before he's able to get his head in. If Big Will is able to bring his knees underneath Canal's hips, and if he's able to look up, Canal stay here. Big Will stay firm. Canal break his posture down. Go ahead, Canal. Use your hands. Do everything. Okay. It's very difficult. So that's the fight. The fight is to try to get your posture correct early on. Because if you get it early on, then it's going to be very difficult for the person on bottom to break it. There are ways, but it's going to be difficult. Now, what Canal wants is he wants to get Big Will's arm across here, because then it's going to be much easier to bring his knees into his chest and break his posture and pull him in. So Big Will knows that. So what he's going to do is he's going to make a grip on the belt, and he's going to put his form across the hips. This form is going to prevent the posture from being broken. Does that make sense? When he's here, now he's going to start to create an angle. He's going to take this knee and he's going to start to make it wide. He's going to open it up because he wants space to turn his shoulders. This hand is now going to start to reach for the collar across, thumb in, not 4 fingers in. Nice. And now, look guys, he's going to keep his head up. He's going to make this shoulder touch my hand. When he does that, look at what happens to the ankles. The ankles kind of slip and open. He's going to shuffle, and as he shuffles, he's going to win side control again. All right, so now let's do that full speed. He's going to be in Canal's close guard. Canal wins 2 wrist grips. He throws a triangle up. Pop. Big Will makes a grip. But guys, by the way, if there's no belt, you can also grab the fabric of the gi pants as well. Again, we just need some form of separation to make it difficult for the person to bring their head closer to Canal's hips. Now that he's here, Canal, try to bring his arm across, try to break his posture. He should feel like iron. He should feel very strong. Now, he needs to create a little space. So this knee opens up. He's going to reach across, thumb inside, and then he's going to turn his shoulders, and then he's going to pivot, and as he pivots, he gets the side control. It should be a little bit more one motion. I know he was going like sequential, but for the camera, let's make it one smooth motion next time we do it. All right? Guys, any quick questions on this? Yep.
Why thumb in?
Huh?
Why thumb into the...
Because 4 fingers, you're going against your own wrist. You're going to feel it. You can't put any pressure. If you go thumb in, you're able to use your forearm on the person's neck. You're able to put some pressure. Later, you can do paper cutters. You can use a lot of submissions when you get to side control later, if you have that thumb in as well. All right? You'll feel it out when you go with your training partner. Cool? Let's go.
First one.
Guys, now the last one is going to be the Kimura. Usually, we talk about armbar triangle omoplata. Omoplata arguably is one of the easiest ones to defend. There's a lot of different defenses. In the gi, it's not as easy as no gi, but it's still not that hard to escape omoplata. But Kimura could be a nightmare if you don't know what you're doing. All right, and Kimura again can also lead you to getting swept to the full mount, getting guillotined. A lot of different things can happen. Right? So if you don't know how to escape the Kimura, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. All right, so Canal, Big Will, one last time. Okay, so Big Will is going to find his hands for whatever reason on the floor. Let's say the hands are already on the floor. And now Canal starts to go for the Kimura. And now we're here. All right, let's start from this position. Same thing. It's not a surprise as to what's happening. All right. A lot of times, Big Will has the illusion that he can step over and he can start to pass Canal's guard towards Big Will's right. So like start to step over him and start to go. But look what's happening. He's going away from his arm. So if Canal starts to fall towards his left hip, he can even start to finish him even if he's no longer in a full guard, etc. So the way to escape is not by trying to pass away from the arm. You want to pass into the arm. But let's say Canal's doing a good job and he locks Big Will up with his legs, and now Big Will just can't jump over, he can't defend his own arm. We're here. What Big Will needs to do is, as Canal starts to fall back and lock it up, he needs to step this leg up, he needs to hide his hand behind his hamstring. But what's very important is Big Will needs to take his knee and put it as close to Canal's head as possible. When he does that, he is jamming Canal up. Look at the veins that are going on Canal's head. Canal, how does this feel?
Not good.
He's jammed up. Try to rip this arm out. See, there's nothing happening. And see what Canal's inclination is to push Big Will off of him. So Big Will is stacking him very similar to what we did on Bruno. Come in. Now, Big Will can't just stay here, okay? Because again, this is going to be Kimura. If the match ends, then Canal is going to get the ref decision, right? So what Big Will is going to do is he's going to bring his forearm and the inside of his hips. Exactly. That's going to jam Canal's hips up. Now, he's going to keep that forward pressure. And the same as the armbar, he's going to slip his arm millimeter by millimeter. Slip, 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 slip. And then now he's back into close guard. Now he's going to square up with Canal again. And he's going to make sure that his hands never touch the floor again. Okay? So again, one more time. Hands are on the floor. Canal comes up. Somewhere along this line, Big Will already has to defend himself. All right? So as Canal is falling, Big Will is going to cover. Put the knee on the floor immediately. Exactly. And he has to lean on Canal just like this. You see that? He wedges his forearm right into Canal's hips. Stay here. Canal, start to move around. He cannot. Canal is very stuck. Big Will has to keep this stack. He has to keep the integrity of this position. All right. If he loses tension, if he loses that drive, forget it. Canal is going to extract the arm and maybe finish him or maybe sweep him. And now, little by little, he's going to lift his head up and he's going to start to slip his elbow out. And as he slips his elbow out, he squares up with Canal again. Now he's going to make his grips. Now he's going to stand up and he's going to do everything. Yeah, ooh, looking good. Looking good. Oh my God. All right. And he's looking good. Looking good. Looking good. Looking good. All right. Guys, we got it or one more time? No? Guys, so all three moves had something in common. You want to jam the submission up. All right. So we're jamming the submission up to make it difficult for the person to finish. All right. So instead of trying to rip out, which a lot of times is our natural inclination, we're going into it as opposed to away from it. You can also go away from it. That's very valid too. But today we chose 3 ways to defend ourselves by going into the submission. All right, let's go try it.